Hello YouTube, Brent Peeler here with you. Coming to you from the Casa here in the Philippines. I'm right smack dab in between Valencia and Dumaguete here on the beautiful island of Negros Oriental. Thought I'd make this quick little video to share with y'all some more realistic concerns here in the Philippines. You know, the real dangers in the Philippines, if you will, and it's not what's been in the news here lately with the kidnappings and that sort of stuff. It's the real dangers here in the Philippines. Well, number one, let's start with the weather. The weather can be bad. I mean, it can be very dangerous here in the Philippines. I mean, especially up in the mountains and stuff. You got heavy rains. You got landslides, mudslides that claim several casualties every year. You know, just some of these people just live on the sides of hills. I mean, you might not even think that there's a dwelling there or a house or whatever, but they'll just be hanging off the side of a cliff or a hill or whatever. So when the rains get heavy and it's damp for so long, well, then you got mudslides, landslides, that kind of stuff to worry about, and it's a real issue here. Number two would probably be driving. Driving here in the Philippines is probably the number one biggest thing that an expat or a newbie, somebody coming to the Philippines to try living here for the first time. You know, once you first get off that plane, you know, especially if you land in Manila, you're thinking, you know, F this, I'm not driving in this madhouse. Or that's the way I thought about it. And when I flew on down to the, you know, I still feel that way about Manila. You know, I mean, I've drove in some chaotic stuff, but that Manila traffic, just I have no want to, motivation, whatever you call it, to be anywhere near Manila, much less to drive in Manila. So and when I got to Dumaguete, you know, I flew into the airport here. We've got a little airport called Sibulan Airport here in Dumaguete. It takes you about an hour and a half flight from Manila. I flew in, and the first thing I did was jumped on a tricycle. You know, there are tricycles waiting for you to get off the plane, and I was really looking forward to that because I'd seen so many videos about the Philippines. You know, the tricycle is a trademark here in the Philippines. You know, just like Thailand has tuk-tuks and that sort of stuff. The tricycle is unique, kind of like the jeepney to Vietnam. I mean, to here at the Philippines, the jeepney and the tricycle are probably the two. I'd say icons or the two trademarks of the Philippines. So I couldn't wait to get on my first tricycle ride, and I flagged me down, or, you know, like I said, they're waiting for you to get off the airplane, just kind of like the taxi drivers anywhere else. So I got me a little tricycle ride, and I headed down the streets of Dumaguete, and hell, I didn't think we was ever going to get to. My first hotel was kind of by the boulevard. There in the main people always vlog and stuff about, you know, the brick boulevard right next to the ocean, right next to the sea there in downtown Dumaguete. And hell, I didn't think we was ever going to get there. It felt like it was a 45-minute track ride, and it probably was. I enjoyed every bit of it, but I was, you know, right 5 o'clock, heavy traffic. And I thought to myself, I ain't driving in this shit either. You know, there's motorcycles, there's tricycles, there's cars, there's trucks, there's semis, there's buses, and they're all sharing the same 2-lane road. Sometimes 3 or 4 if you're lucky, but don't count on your lane. If you're on a 4-lane road, I used to think, why in the hell do these people drive in the left lane if they're going so damn slow? Why don't they get over there in the right lane? Because that's where the slower traffic's supposed to go, so you can go around them. Well, I know after driving here a while, is because sometimes you're on a 4-lane road, and that right lane just all of a sudden ends. No sign, no nothing, or there'd be a damn telephone pole right in the middle of the damn road. I mean, they just asphalt around it. They no sign, no lookout, no watch it, no nothing. Just a damn telephone, or either that or just somebody's house. The road just ends at somebody's house, and if you don't know the roads, you don't know that obstacle's coming. It can be very dangerous. Not to mention the motorcycles. The motorcycles, a bunch of people say, well, why don't you get you a car? Well, the main reason I don't get a car is because I can get anywhere I want to go probably twice as fast on a motorcycle, because you can weave in and out of the tricycles, the cars, the trucks, the buses, the semis. You can weave through it, but it's twice as dangerous, folks. You're on the smallest thing on the road, so anything you hit is probably going to take you out. Even smaller things like dogs. Dogs are a big deal here in the Philippines. That is probably 95% of the accidents are because of dogs here. Even my buddy Aaron, when he was here, he hit a dog, wiped him out, broke his collarbone, messed him up. And after, I didn't pay attention before he wrecked, but after he wrecked, hell, I run into 3 or 4 other guys, same thing, all skin up, road rash. Half of them had broke collarbones. That's pretty much one of the first things that breaks if you have a motorcycle accident here in the Philippines is your collarbone. And that's what happened to him. And so now I'm really on the lookout for dogs. But at nighttime, you just can't see them. They'll be laying down in the road, or they'll jet out in front of you. And you throw in a little rain, rain on your visor, on your helmet, being dark, unfamiliar roads. It can be it's like running the gauntlet. It really is. When you're driving at night, I can't see worth a shit anyway after dark. So you get me after dark on a motorbike with rain. Brakes are sketchy enough, but you throw in a little wet pavement in there, and it can be, and then throw dogs and that kind of stuff on top of it. Very, very dangerous. So motorbikes is very dangerous. It is probably the fastest way to get around, but you're out in the conditions, folks. If it's inclement outside, you pretty much either just don't go anywhere because you don't want to fight the rain, or you just it's just not worth it. So keep that in mind if you're coming over here. Yes, there is no Grab, there is no taxis here in Dumaguete. There's a few cities or bigger towns in the Philippines that does have Grab, and or that's kind of the Philippines version of Uber. But there's no taxis. Like I say, there are tricycles. They call them pedicabs here. Some people call them pedicabs. Some people call them tricycles. But they're big, they're bulky, and I think every town in the Philippines or every city has different rules to how big they can be, how big they just different rules, roads that they can go down and roads they can't. Same like here in Dumaguete, they can go to anywhere they want to go, other than the one-way roads that any other traffic or any other form of transportation can go down, and they can pretty much go down it if anybody else can. So keep that in mind. Also the tricycles here in Dumaguete, they're as big as a car. I know, like in Angela City, some other places, you got a tricycle, but it's like riding in a beer can on a little side box of a motorcycle. That's what it pretty much is, just a little side cart of a motorcycle. These tricycles here in Dumaguete, hell, you can put 4 or 5 grown men in. I mean, they're big. They're like little iron tanks strapped to a motorcycle is what they are. So keep that in mind. There's a bunch of cars and trucks, and I think the smaller the car is probably the safest bet. If you're going to get in an accident, you want to be in something big enough to take a little impact. And I don't care if it's a big car or a little car or a big truck. The way they make these vehicles anymore these days, that's all they are. They're little beer cans, and hopefully your airbag goes off, because they're not going to protect you from anywhere. But the good thing about the little smaller cars is you can kind of weave in and out a whole lot better than you can say a big full-size truck, or the tricycles. They're so slow going and stuff that I don't know. I just don't. I love the tricycles, but at the same time, they sure slow up the cars and the trucks and like I say, these buses, these semis, they don't give a shit. If you're on a 2-lane road, they'll just go to pass somebody, even though you're coming directly at them. They don't give a shit. And it's your job to get the hell over, even though they're in your lane. You're going to lose that battle. So you better be hitting the ditch or giving them plenty of room, because I guess the bigger the vehicle, That's who's got the right of way around here. That's the way it seems to me. I don't know if that's by law, but if you're coming to the Philippines, I would definitely look into international driver's license, a motorcycle permit. I know all over Southeast Asia, you need an international driver's license, and you need to be legal. You need the motorcycle endorsement. See, I don't have a motorcycle endorsement. I didn't ride a motorcycle back home. I live in little rural Oklahoma where if I wasn't in a four-wheel drive pickup, I had a car too. So and the car was for going out of town, long distance, whatever. But I was always, and I never had any use for a motorcycle. Really can't see an advantage of having a motorcycle other than like a leisurely ride or something, on a Sunday or something. So we just don't have motorcycles like they have, and they have them by the thousands here. That is the number one transportation for everybody, a motorcycle. And it could be a big enduro. It could be you see Harley Davidsons over here. People like to show that they've got a little money by either buying the biggest bike they can buy, or they'll do dumb shit like putting snorkels on these. You see these little four-wheel drive pickups going up and down the road. Hell, they'll have snorkel kits and all kinds of shit, just spending money just to be spending it, I guess. I mean, it's like, hey, you want to flag them down and see if they can take you to Sickihor instead of taking the ferry. Can we just take it four-wheel drive? I mean, what'd you buy a snorkel kit for? I mean, what good is a snorkel kit here? I mean, really, I've never seen anywhere that in the Philippines that you would come across a situation where you need a souped-up four-wheel drive with snorkel kit that's going to allow you to drive in the water up to the doors. I mean, I don't get it, but I guess I see people do that with their motorcycles too. They'll buy these big old hogs. Sometimes there'll be a whole motorcycle club just haul ass by you. And loud, no mufflers, the louder. I always said the louder the motorcycle, the dumber the operator. But that's just a lot of them's way of showing, hey, this is my status. I guess that's the way that they feel about it, kind of like the snorkel on the pickup. But you do see bikes and stuff around here tricked out, but it makes no sense to me. But like I say, make sure you got your motorcycle endorsement before you come over here. And anywhere in Southeast Asia, you should be good with international license as long as you've got that motorcycle endorsement. So when I go back, I'm probably going to be heading back December. I'm going to look into seeing about look into getting that stuff handled. I don't know. Of course, there's pictures over here. You can go around it, but I would rather be legal and know deep down that I'm legal, because you don't want to spend no time in a Filipino jail. I promise you that. And if you're on a motorcycle or a car or a truck and you're in an accident, somebody pulls your fault, their fault, nobody's fault. It's usually the foreigner's fault, but your fault, their fault, nobody's fault. If you're not legal, and they will go to digging into it if you've seriously hurt somebody or killed somebody, you want to be legal. So you want to have the proper license. And over here, I think you can drive for 90 days on your American driver's license. I'm not sure if it's that way for every country, but I know the American one you can. But then there's 3 months where you're not allowed to get a Philippines driver's license, and yours is no good. So you're going to go through a window where you're going to be like, what the hell did I do? I got to get around, so did I break the law? And that's normally what people do. And I'm sure if there was an accident and killed somebody, I don't know if they would call it, manslaughter or what, but I'm sure it would get ugly pretty quick. So just keep that in mind. Try to handle that stuff before you come. Ferries. The ferries are super dangerous here. I think this is like one of the most dangerous places in the world for ferries. They have accidents all the time. I've never seen one, but that's what I hear. I've actually heard that the ferries here in the Philippines are, and I'm sure it's because there's so many of them. There's 100 times as many ferries running here in the Philippines, so I'm sure there's 100 times as many accidents. Or I've heard them hitting tankers, I've heard them hitting other ships, and everybody drowning. And that's what surprises you too. There's 7,000 islands here in the Philippines, and finding a Filipina that could actually swim is pretty. I mean, there's some that can, but the majority can't. I don't understand that, but that's just the way it is over here. And so one of them things sinks. You know, I've heard of them. A lot of people drowning because the ferry went down. So back to the weather. This last little typhoon or tropical storm, Christine, come through, killed 20 people up around Manila or Luzon, northern Luzon, somewhere in there. Killed 20 people. I don't know if it was landslides, you know, mudslides, or just flooding. I mean, I seen pictures on the news of the water up to like the second. It looked like Hurricane Katrina back in New Orleans when back in 2005 or whenever. It just lots and lots of rain. These little provinces and stuff, you know, people are poor. They can't get in and out. They hunker down because that's pretty much their. I know they said they evacuated 150,000 people just through that little storm alone. I don't know how long. I don't know how severe, but these low-lying areas and it's wet here. I'm telling you, I've never seen such wasted rain in my life, and it just runs down the mountain, down to the river, and spits out in the ocean, and you know, it kind of makes you sad knowing the rain situation back where I come from. So ferries are very, very dangerous. Other than that, you know, everything is I wouldn't say normal, but it can get normal. I mean, you can get used to a lot of stuff. So the planes are a pain in the ass taking, you know, anywhere you want to go, pretty much any city other than Cebu City or Manila is you're 2 flights away from anything. And if you take, there's pretty much 2 airlines, Cebu Pacific and Philippine Airlines. Yeah, there's AirAsia, I'm not sure what but the main 2 are Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific. And I've had both of them cancel on me. I've had Cebu Pacific cancel or delay my flight more times than it's been on time. So if you're going anywhere, especially you're going anywhere international or whatever, it behooves you to get to either Cebu City or Manila, whichever one you're flying out of, because they both handle quite a bit of international flights. Get there the day early, because the way flying out of Dumaguete, I guarantee you, I've been canceled. I've had my flights canceled, not just delayed, but canceled more times than I flew on time. And so they can be frustrating, especially if you're on a little international vacation, and it's 2 different airlines, because they might cover theirs that they canceled, get you to Manila the next day or something. But what about that other one that you paid for that might be AirAsia or wherever you're going? You know, keep that in mind. But that's not really a danger deal. It's just more of a frustrating deal. But there's lots of things here in the Philippines that are more dangerous than what's been going on in the news. I just thought I would share that with you to tell you where I'm at on is the Philippines safe. Other than that, I think the Philippines is a very safe place. Like I said, there's no-go zones. Most people knows where they're at. Most people don't try to go there and interrupt them people, because they're not welcome, and you know it. Most places in the Philippines is 100% hospitality. They love that you're here. That they're just proud, friendly people. Expats here, I always heard before I come here, be careful from the expats. You don't want expat friends, blah blah. I've decided that's a bunch of horse shit. I've not met an expat one that wasn't either just friendly and nice or just, you know. I hadn't had any issues with expats, and it took me a long time to even interact with them. But the more I interact, the more I just find that they're good people and just kind of doing the same thing I'm doing. Got tired of where they were or wanted to start something new and came to the Philippines and made this home, and that's what they're doing. So the Philippines is a great place. Philippines is a great place. Of course, I'm winding down my time here. Like I said, I'm gonna be going back to the United States either next month or December anyway, before the first of the year anyway. So, yeah, I love the Philippines. Do I feel like I'm in danger? Absolutely not. Is there dangers? Absolutely. But there's dangers everywhere, folks. There's dangers everywhere. There's dangers. People die on the highways in the United States all the time. Storms kill people in the United States all the time. Bad people kill people in the United States all the time. So don't let the State Department, listen to the State Department when it comes to like no-go zones and that stuff. But they overdo it too, folks. They want to keep all their sheep in a pen. They don't want you bucking the system. They want you in the United States where they can tax the shit out of you and make you play by their rules. And so they try to scare you. I don't know how long had somebody asked me one time, well, you ever think about going to Mexico? Hell no, I'm not going to Mexico. Shit, I know that's where the cartel is. They'll cut your head off. They'll shoot you. That's where all the drugs come from. This, that, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there's bad parts of Mexico, but there's beautiful, beautiful parts of Mexico. You got me missing Mexico right now just thinking about it. So listen to them when it comes to like no-go zones and stuff, but don't let them scare you into. Do your homework, folks. Just do your homework. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I got a little footage from the chicken lady. She's back today, so I'll tag that on the little end of this video. And if I didn't say it on that part, I'll say it now. That's all I've got. This is Brent's Tripping. Peace. Oh yeah, got nearly 3350, something like that, subscribers. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for watching these videos. If you hadn't subbed already, hit that sub. Give me a thumbs up, down, up or down, leave a comment. Hit that notification bell to let you know when I make another video. Let these things play out. Watch the commercials. I don't know how all that works, but I appreciate y'all coming with me. So anyway, that's all I got. Enjoy the chicken lady. Monday, as you can see, school is back in session. Things are getting back to normal here. And looky there, who do I see but the chicken lady herself, folks. She is back in action, serving up some of the best fried chicken in the Philippines, especially here on Negros Oriental. I'm talking about that's some finger licking chicken right there. Only a rooster gets a better piece of chicken than the chicken lady serves up. So as you can see, school is back in session. Things are going good. Typhoon Christine is up and out of here. No more trouble from that bitch. That was good riddance as far as I'm concerned. It was a wet week. There was supposed to be another tropical storm, Leon, coming right behind her. But we've had 3 or 4 good days of sunshine. I'm not sure if Leon's already passed through here. I don't watch the weather around here, folks, much. I've got a little app that I check every once in a while. But I don't stay on top of what the weather is really doing unless I'm fixing to go somewhere. So like I say, hopefully Leon's already passed through. It may still be out there lingering too. I don't care. I really don't care either way because it's been dry. So things are back to normal here in the Philippines. So I'm fixing to head up to Valencia. Gonna go up there and visit my little coffee shop, and just another routine day here in the Philippines. High and dry, folks. Loving it. We'll get back to y'all in a bit.